Hi, everybody. Welcome as we get baseball back underway. It's Majors baseball here on Field for the first time that we have seen one of the Majors contests here, but this is a big one. The Majors portion of the tournament practically over. There is a championship game to be played, obviously. That's big, but this is just about as big. The championship will determine a representative for the state of Florida in the Majors World Series in Division I. But this matchup determines a representative for the state of Florida in Majors World Series play Division II. Talon Maple wraps it into center field, and San Antonio's got a base runner aboard as we get this one underway. Hi, everybody. Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage as the single has got Maple on. Talon Maple batting in the one spot. It is Lenny Mercado batting second. Owen Wilson is the three-hitter. Ashton Lettington in the four spot. Yanni Mercado batting fifth. Trent Coleman is the six-hitter. Freddie Carrillo batting in the seven spot. Logan Fernandez hits eighth. Luke Renner is the nine guy. Cole Renner batting 10th. Joseph Knight 11th. And Andrew Spencer is the 12-hitter for San Antonio. All facing this defense as the pitch goes to the screen. Off to second goes Maple. And there's a base runner in scoring position quickly for San Antonio. Ben Glover's on the hill. Behind the plate, Mason Hill. At first, Cole Charles. You've got Malachi Holloway at second. The shortstop is Will O'Brien, and Riley Rose at third. Popped up over into foul territory behind the dugout at third, and that will get out of reach. Rowe gives it a chase and look, but ran out of room. Well, he ran a long way and then ran into a chain link, but says, Coach, a trip to North Carolina is at stake. I'm getting back into the ballgame. And steps over to third. Blaine Whittington in the outfield and left for Altha. The center fielder is Luke Barton. Michael Leahy is over in right. And you are all set. Pitch inside on Mercado. Sun shining currently. It was cloudy when we got here this morning. Sun broke through. Then the rains came. Then it was cloudy. Now it's sunny again. Kind of a rotation here. And that one over the head of Mercado. He will get on with a walk. So a couple of base runners on for Owen Wilson as Ashton Lettington comes to the on-deck circle. Well, why a one-game playoff that originally wasn't on the schedule to get a team to the World Series? Well, in the state of Florida, at the state tournament, there is one Majors tournament, not two. As the pitch is inside, pops out of Hill's mitt, fires to third as runners go, and they'll all be safe. Maple at third, Mercado at second. So the Majors state tournament will decide a champion. If that champion was from a smaller league, D2, then there was probably the possibility, depending on all the circumstances, of some D1s trying to determine who would go. It's really kind of just the way things went as far as wins and losses and your D2s and D1s combined. But in this particular case, since the D1 did not make it to the championship, I make that a D2 did not. Had they would have been there. So since a D2 didn't get there, the D2s are battling to determine who does go to represent Division II in World Series play, which this year is a first. Dixie Youth Baseball until this year had only a Division I, so there was technically no division, period. It was just a World Series. But this year, with the addition of Division I play, you've got an additional World Series, and thus this one will determine who plays in North Carolina. Strike delivered to Owen Wilson. Couple of base runners on here in the top part of the first. Wilson, high pop fly towards center field, and Barton making the catch. Tagging from third is Maple. He will come in and score. There will be an appeal to third to see if he left early. And apparently the officials are going to chat And we will see, did Maple leave early or will the run plate? We do know there's an out with a fly out to center field by Owen Wilson. Question is, well, they're going to call him out at third. So apparently Maple left early, and the run will not plate. It instead will be an out. So they double up on San Antonio with a fly out of Wilson and the throwback to third to get Maple. Lenny Mercado, the lone base runner, as there are two gone for Ashton Lettington. Yanni Mercado moves to the on-deck circle. So when it appeared as though San Antonio had played to the first run of the game, they didn't. And we are still scoreless. Pitches inside to Lettington, going to third and getting there safely with a slide on the stolen base is Mercado. Two gone, base runner 60 feet from home for San Antonio, top part of the first. And Lettington, the right-hander, awaits. Toss goes outside. Lumberton, North Carolina, which last year hosted all of the World Series, as the pitch count is full on Lettington. Chopped over towards third. It is grabbed there by Rowe. Goes to first. That's a little strong and pops out of the mid of Charles. Mercado will come in and score. Lettington will make his way to second. And that's going to be an E on the 3 end. It was a little outside of where it should have been, but catchable by first baseman Cole Charles. And Mercado will come in and score as Lettington makes his way to second. And San Antonio taking the early lead in this one. Yanni Mercado to the plate. Trent Coleman to the on-deck circle. But last year, Lumberton hosted all of the World Series, which is what is now Division I. This year, they will host the AAA Ozone and Majors in D2. The D2 coach pitch and machine pitch will head out to Louisiana, the same spot where Division I machine pitch and coach pitch play. Toss to Mercado, it's a little bit high. Lettington at second, reached on the error. Mercado, as in Lenny, came in and scored. Mercado, as in Yanni, at the plate. Here's the Ben Glover pitch. Out of the strike zone to the screen. Lettington will go to third on the wild pitch. Well, until this very moment, all play here on Field 4 in Bristol had been AAA Division I. But today, for this one, as it's fouled off by Mercado. You got some Majors baseball. Still a lot of baseball going on, despite the fact that we are into the 4th day of the tournament. And typically by the time you get to this day, or is it the 5th day? I lose track of time. It's day 5. And typically by the time you get to the 5th day of the tournament, you've kind of narrowed the fields and playing fewer games. And it's fouled away by Mercado. But not today. As we speak, there are 3 games ongoing and 1 about to begin. And you've got at least 3 more games after this round of games. Pitch is high. Mercado's given a walk. And Ben Glover will hand out his second walk of the inning. Got to admit, it doesn't look real promising to be able to get all play in, at least by the early part of the evening. It is overcast, threatening, as Trent Coleman steps in. Couple of base runners on. Taken off for second is Mercado, though it won't be a throw, and he will have the stolen base. Now a couple of base runners in scoring position for San Antonio. Trent Coleman, followed by Freddie Carrillo. Low and away with the toss, 2-0. Congratulations to Sebring. They have won the AAA Division I championship. Beat Bartow a little earlier, 13-2. Fouled back. And it is 2-1. Playing for the Majors Championship D1, Brooksville and Mariana. That game about to get underway with Mike Wright out on the coverage. And you got some ozone. Baseball in progress, 2 in Division II. Slow roller goes back to Glover. Fields throws it away at first. In will come Lennington. Mercado rounding third. He scores. Coleman gets to second. And 2 more runs will plate on 1 more error. And it's now a 3-zip San Antonio lead. Coleman at second for Freddie Carrillo. And the first pitch will get him, hit by the toss. Carrillo goes to first. Logan Fernandez to the plate. Two away for Logan Fernandez, the 8th batter for San Antonio here in the top of the first. The Glover pitch low and inside. Couple of base runners on for San Antonio. Luke Renner moves to the on-deck circle. San Antonio in the red, white, and blue. Fouled back to the screen. And to describe the jerseys would be difficult. Cool-looking jerseys, though. Got some blue flaring up towards the shoulders. Otherwise, white jerseys. San Antonio in red. Number in red on the back. White trousers, red pinstripes. And Fernandez really got that patriotic theme going on with a helmet that looks like an American flag. It's got the red stripes, the white stripes, and the blue top with the white stars. And I wonder if there are 50 of them. I would say probably. Got a lot of them on it. Strike delivered on the outside part of the plate. Count even at 2. Couple of base runners on. 3 are in for San Antonio. Here's the Ben Glover toss. It is low and away. And the count will run full. And Fernandez also sporting that thick collar, which I'm assuming is one of those collars that keep you cool. Little chop swing by Fernandez. And cannot blame him at all for the cool collar. Here in Bristol, maybe not as warm as it could be, but the heat index is up there near about what it normally is. 85 the temperature, heat index is 96. 76% humidity. On the outside part of the plate, Fernandez struck out by Glover. A couple of base runners are left on, but 3 coming in score. San Antonio taking a 3-zip lead into the bottom of the first.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Be a player in the game, The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
Sending somebody to Guatemala
To track down all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
We need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I don't want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
We just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
Bottom of the first, Will O'Brien starting things off for Altha. Malachi Holloway will bat in the 2 spot. Riley Rowe hits 3rd. Ben Glover 4th. Luke Barton is the 5 guy for Altha. Mason Hill in the 6th spot. Cole Charles batting 7th. Miles Barfield hits 8th. Blaine Whittington is the 9th hitter. First pitch to O'Brien. Got the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Grant Hutchins batting 10th. Michael Leahy is the 11th hitter, and Casey Hatcher in that 12 spot. Toss misses and the count evens. Ashton Lettington getting the start on the bump for San Antonio. Owen Wilson behind the plate. That's into the dirt. And it is 2-1. At first, Trent Coleman. The second baseman is Talon Maple. Lenny Mercado at short, and Yanni Mercado over at third. In the outfield, Luke Renner's in left. The center fielder is Logan Fernandez. And Freddie Carrillo is in right. And the strike zone to run the count 3-1 on O'Brien. A 1-game playoff to determine who plays in North Carolina to represent Florida in the World Series. Inside pitch, and O'Brien walked. So Altha's got a base runner here in the bottom part of the first as Malachi Holloway comes to the plate. Riley Rowe moves to the on-deck circle. Pitch too far inside. And it is 1-0. Altha decked out in the purple jerseys. Got the white wide stripe underneath the arms down to the trousers. Trousers white. Altha across the front, names between the shoulder blades, number on the back, all in white. Strike on the inside part of the plate is Hathaway, by the way. I've been calling him Holloway. I had to look at the numbers. I'll make that the name on the back of the jersey to get it right. Hathaway taking another pitch inside. I would like to come up with some really good excuse as to why I was calling him Holloway versus Hathaway, but the only thing I've got is that I'm old. Outside with the pitch, back-to-back walks, and a couple of base runners on for Altha. So 2 aboard as Lettington walks O'Brien and Hathaway, and Riley Rowe will come to the plate. It is an all-dirt infield here in Bristol. You got the grass starting about 15, 20 feet behind the bags. Goes to the fence with the names of all kinds of sponsors of sports here in Bristol. And a couple of flags, one representing San Antonio, the other representing Altha. You got that band of yellow across the top of the chain link, the safety tubing that if you reach over the chain link, which is about 4 feet tall, you wouldn't pull flesh away by getting stabbed. So you got that yellow tubing across the top. Riley Rowe with a swing and a miss after a conversation. Lettington a talk with his infielders, and then delivers with another strike. Well, maybe that's all it took, just a conversation with teammates. And Lettington stepping back up onto the bump and delivering with a pair of strikes to Riley Rowe. Ben Glover moves to the on-deck circle. 2 on, nobody gone, bottom of the first. After a run plate, actually 3 runs plate, off a hit and 2 errors in the top part of the inning. Fouled off over towards third by Rowe. Another one fouled off, same direction. Altha from nearby, here in the Panhandle, San Antonio, down around the Tampa area, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, I could be mistaken on Altha too, but I believe they are from up here in the Panhandle. Pitch goes outside. I want to think one of the best basketball coaches maybe ever at Crestview High School was an Altha product. There's a high fly ball to left field. It will travel over into foul territory, but there and again it is Luke Renner, and there's one away. Ken Rogers, who was a longtime Crestview High School basketball coach, I want to think he's an Altha product. One out as Ben Glover steps in, turns away from the first pitch from Lettington. Hathaway and O'Brien on. Both given walks by Lettington. That pitch outside of the strike zone. It's 2-0 on Glover. Fouled out of play, 2-1 over towards the batting cages. And it appears either a Spring Hill or a Sebring squad based on the color scheme using that batting cage currently. There's another one over that direction. And a couple of strikes now on Ben Glover. Two on, one away. Here's the 2-strike offering. Low and away to Glover. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Lettington, it's wrapped to short. Mercado dropped it, picks it back up, and then tries to force it to second to get the out. Instead, it winds up in right field. O'Brien will score. Hathaway coming home. The throw, it is tall. Caught in a rundown now. Hathaway, and he winds up near the pitching mound trying to get away. And with all the excitement near the pitching mound, Ben Glover will make his way to third. Well, it was an error. It was a run, O'Brien. It was Hathaway getting tagged out near the mound. I've never seen a runner run outside of the baseline that much. But hey, you do what you got to do to get out of the way of the tag. Ben Glover watching what's going on near the mound and says, I'll take third. And he is there safely, but with 2 gone in a 3-1 game. Luke Barton coming to the plate. Mason Hill to the on-deck circle. Why don't we get to some shout-outs? 334-488-1385. The number there on your scoreboard as Barton swings and misses. Here we go. Go all the way San Antonio. Rocket Trent Coleman from Roxanne Laveau. Thank you very much, Roxanne. Shout out says, let's go Trent Coleman. And then a little go kick some butts. Barton with a swing and miss. Mason Hill to follow. When you get to the top of the second, San Antonio sends Luke Renner, Cole Renner, and Joseph Knight to the plate. Outside to Barton. Base runner at third is Glover. Here's the pitch. It's on the inside part of the plate, and Barton strikes out looking. 5 go up, 3 go down. 1 left on, 1 comes in. It's a 3-1 contest. San Antonio as we head to the second.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
A player in the game.
The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
Sending somebody to Guatemala.
To track down all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
We need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I don't want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
We just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
Just about all white Jones County. Diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. First pitch. Top of the second into left field, and Luke Renner will get on with a San Antonio single. That is their second base hit of the game. And each time the base hit has come to lead off the inning. So San Antonio with a base runner as Cole Renner comes to the plate. Joseph Knight moves to the on-deck circle. A 3-1 San Antonio lead. It was an error that brought in a run in the bottom part of the inning. And gets Altha on the board, but in foul by Renner. Well, all of these San Antonio youngsters with the helmets that look like the flag. So a very patriotic uniform from San Antonio. Got a Renner on and a Renner in. Luke over at first. Cole is in the box, and that one is over his head. Ducks to get out of the way. Luke Renner on his way to second and will get there easily. Well, the clouds beginning to build here in Bristol, which has been an every afternoon kind of thing. That one will catch the outside part of the plate. The iPhone weather app, though, says no rain until 6. That doesn't mean a thing, by the way. It hadn't been accurate yet, so why should it be today? 78% humidity, feels like 94 now as that pitch is fouled away. You want the rest of the stuff on the iPhone weather app? Barometric pressure 29.94, UV index 10, air quality good. Air quality index is 40, the visibility 8 miles. Sun came up at 6:44, drops behind the horizon at 8:43 tonight. Swing and a miss by Renner. And he will strike out for out number one. So one away for Joseph Knight. Andrew Spencer moves to the on-deck circle. A one-game playoff to determine who moves on. Who will be playing baseball in the Tar Heel State at the end of the month, and who will be at home. Altha and San Antonio battling it out. San Antonio with the lead currently showing bunt as Knight. Pitch outside, and it's ball one. One ball, no strikes. That went inside. 2-0. Hey, we're getting closer to a goal. One to be at 12,000 followers, friends, likes on Facebook by the end of the tournament. Another one inside. 3-0. We are now 70 shy of the goal. Need 70 more likes on Facebook. So if you don't mind, as the pitch is into the strike zone, 3-1. Knight showing bunt, but that was just a decoy, a distraction. And delivering into the strike zone was Glover, 3-1. Outside, Knight given the walk. The toss winds up at the screen. Hill will retrieve, but not before Renner takes third. And there are runners at first and third for San Antonio. Andrew Spencer stepping into the batter's box, but coach is going to come out and pay a visit to Ben Glover. Glover about to face his 12th of the game. And thus far has struck out one, giving up a pair of hits, walking three and hitting one. But when you follow us on Facebook, not only about our numbers growing, which we like, we admit it, we own up to it, but it's about getting you information like final scores, like why is there a delay, when will the next game start, who wins what in round robin play, zone division 1 and 2. Who's going to the World Series, that kind of stuff. Where we're at. What happened once we got there. And you don't have to close out the coverage of this game. That's the beauty of it all. Just go to a new browser, open it up, go to Facebook. Pitch tall inside, a trot down to second by Knight. And now a couple of base runners in scoring position for Andrew Spencer. Little punt. It is scooped up by the third baseman Riley Rowe, and that's an unusual put out on a sacrifice. He tagged out the hitter Andrew Spencer, but it did its job in that it gets Luke Renner in. So the suicide squeeze, and this is going to be very unusual, is an unassisted 5 sacrifice. That gets out number 2, but in will come the 4th run of the game as Renner scores from third. And it gets us back to the top of the order as Talon Maple steps in. Maple with a base hit in the first. Lenny Mercado moves to the on-deck circle. Slapped foul by Maple. I don't know if I've ever seen the third baseman tag out the hitter on a sacrifice bunt. But Rowe was playing so close. When the bunt was laid down by Spencer, he was only about 5 or 6 feet from the plate. And then was able to run down Spencer to get the out. Fouled off the screen. 2 gone, 1 on, 1 in. A 4-1 San Antonio lead, top of the second. Mason Hill, Cole Charles, Miles Barfield due up when you get to the bottom part of the inning. There's a high fly ball, but in foul territory towards left. So Maple will come back to the plate and try it again. Here's the Glover pitch on the outside part of the plate, gets Maple. Leaves a base runner on, but San Antonio scores one. 4-1 San Antonio. We're headed to the bottom of the second.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for two on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Your stay in Morristown at the Best Western Plus Morristown Conference Center Hotel. When checking in, be sure to show your Best Western Rewards card and earn points. And make yourself at home in their spacious lobby, plenty of seating room, and a large screen TV await. Enjoy complimentary hot breakfast served from 6 to 10 each day, where you can make your own waffle in the breakfast room. For your comfort, you'll find kitchenettes, suites, king and queen size beds, a dining table, a work desk, and a chair, and LCD televisions in their rooms. They also have accommodations for conferences, banquets, and meetings. The Oakwood Room can accommodate up to 160 guests. The Cherokee Room is perfect for a business retreat and can accommodate up to 80 guests. Audiovisual equipment and catering are available to make your event special. Just give them a call to check rates and book one of their meeting or banquet rooms today. The Best Western Plus Morristown Conference Center Hotel.
Be a player in the game.
The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
Sending somebody to Guatemala.
To track down all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
We need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
We just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
Bottom of the second, Mason Hill starting things off. A new pitcher on the hill for San Antonio. It is Talon Maple who moves over from second and steps up onto the hill. He swaps places with Ashton Lettington. Lettington is now the second baseman for San Antonio. Hill starting things off for Altha. Cole Charles, Miles Barfield, due up in the inning two. The Maple pitch popped up, and that's going to get out of play. 2-strike count on Hill. The Ashton Lettington numbers: he worked an inning, faced 5, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, 1 hit, 1 run. A lot of ones in there. 1 inning, 1 strikeout, 1 hit, 1 run. Low and away with the pitch to Hill. Cole Charles coming up next. Here's the Maple toss. It is rocketed towards left field, and that is going to get up against the fence. Over the head of Renner. Throw goes to second. A double for Mason Hill. Just timed it perfectly and pounced on a maple pitch. And sent it a long way. The one-hopper got it to the fence. And Cole Charles has got an RBI opportunity at second. Miles Barfield to the on-deck circle. Maples with a high leg kick, high pitch, but Charles swatted at it. And it is 0-1. So Altha will get their first base hit of the ball game, and it comes extra base style as Mason Hill delivers with a double. Rolled to third, scooped up by Mercado, and now caught in a rundown is Hill. And he's going to be tagged out from the backside by Lettington, who then looks to first to make sure Charles is still there. So it will turn into a 5-6-5-4 put out of Hill. And there is one away with Cole Charles at first. Miles Barfield stepping into the batter's box. Blaine Whittington to the on-deck circle. Over the head of Barfield. Slow roller off the end of the stick. Maples goes to his knees to field. Goes over to first with a throw and gets Barfield on the 1-3. Charles will go to second, but he's there now with two gone. Blaine Whittington next. Of course, by now you know that in Dixie Youth Baseball, the older divisions, you got a 12-man offensive rotation first trip through, then it's 9 every trip through thereafter. So this is the 9-hitter with 10. Grant Hutchins moving to the on-deck circle, but after this first trip through, we won't have Hutchins, Leahy, and Hatcher batting. Now they could as pinch hitters, but they won't be part of the regular rotation. Out of the strike zone with the pitch to Whittington. Talon Maple in relief of Lettington, who worked an inning. Reaches down, swats it up the middle, base hit. Charles told to go on home. The throw will go to second, and Charles will score. Blaine Whittington picking up an RBI. And now both teams with a pair of base hits. In a 4-2 contest. Grant Hutchins to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike one. Michael Leahy moves to the on-deck circle. And when you get to the San Antonio third, it is Lenny Mercado, Owen Wilson, and Ashton Lettington to the plate. Pitches outside. The count evens. Hutchins, the left-hander. Maple, the righty. Whittington, the base runner at first. 1 run in. Both teams scoring each inning. San Antonio 3 in the first, a run in the second. Thus far, Altha with runs in the first and second. High and away with the pitch. Hutchins awaits, swats at it, comes up empty, count evens. Here's the 2-2 offering. It's upstairs, 3-2. 3 balls, couple of strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. Hutchins awaits. It's outside. He's walked. And a couple of base runners are on. So Altha's got 2 aboard. Michael Leahy coming to the plate, and Coach coming out to talk to Maple. The manager for San Antonio is Marvin Francis. Tim Maple and Noel Mercado are the coaches. And for Altha, Tony Glover is the manager. Bobby Rowe, Randy O'Brien, part of the coaching staff. Let's get you updated on scores from earlier today. Of course, Sebring winning the AAA Division I state title as they beat Bartow 13-2. They will advance to the World Series in Ruston, Louisiana. In majors play, as far as D1 is concerned, Mariana and Brooksville going at it as we speak. And at last word, it was a 6-0 Mariana advantage in that one. First pitch into the strike zone to Leahy. Leahy bobbing the head up and down going, yep, that was a strike. 0-1 on Leahy. Casey Hashner to the on-deck circle. Paxton has beaten San Antonio 8-4 in AAA Division II, which means the championship game is set. It'll be Port St. Joe and Paxton this afternoon. Pitch into the dirt, goes to the screen, and that's got runners off and running. Whittington to third and Hutchins to second. Ozone baseball, you've got a couple of Division I scores from today. Spring Hill American 8-4 over Holmes County. And Sebring a 4-1 winner over Spring Hill National. So you are updated on what's happened thus far today. Michael Leahy batting, couple of base runners aboard, tying run in scoring position, 4-2 contest. Into the strike zone, out goes Leahy. So Maple will face 6, strike out 1, walk 1, give up a couple of hits and a run. And we've put together a couple of innings of baseball here in Bristol. We go to the third, San Antonio by 2.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Be a player in the game.
The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
We're sending somebody to Guatemala.
To track down all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
We need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
We just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
First pitch, Lenny Mercado sends it to short. It bounces off in the middle of O'Brien, but I don't know that if O'Brien even fields it, he's able to get the runner at first. So Mercado on. I will score that as a base hit. That's the unofficial base hit. I don't keep the official books, so I've got it as a hit. Possible our scorekeeper's got it as an error. Owen Wilson will come to the plate. Shout out says, swing that bat, Trooper. Love you, Mom. Thanks so much. Mom to Trooper. Owen Wilson, a fly out to center field in the first. And initially it was believed to be a sac fly to center field that brought in Maple, but Maple left early and turned into a double play. Outside with the pitch, 2-0 to Wilson. Ashton Lettington to the on-deck circle. Well, you got a new pitcher, and that new pitcher is Riley Rowe, who tosses into the dirt and sends it to the screen. So Ben Glover will wind up working a couple of innings and facing a total of 14. Strikes out 2, walks 1, 2, 3. Gives up a pair of base hits and allows 4 runs. And he leaves, and Rowe steps in. Another pitch to the screen, and now that runner that was at first, Mercado, he's all the way to third. Meanwhile, the walk of Wilson puts the runner on. And they are on the corners for Rowe. The other changes, the new third baseman is the former center fielder, Luke Barton. Ben Glover, who was on the hill, is now the center fielder. So those are your changes as Ashton Lettington steps in. With the pitch, Wilson takes off for second. He's got the stolen base. And now a couple of base runners in scoring position for Lettington, who reached on an error and scored a run in the first. Flies this one towards center field. Coming over to make the catch is Ben Glover. Tagging, coming home from third, Mercado. And then sliding in safely at third is Owen Wilson. So Lettington with a sac fly. Then moves Mercado in and Wilson over. It is now a 5-2 contest. The lead to 3. Inside to Yanni Mercado. Mercado walked, stole a base, and scored a run in the first. Trent Coleman on deck. Big cut, no contact from Mercado. He wanted the fence on that one and just could not catch up with a Ben Glover toss. I think that it is Riley Rowe who is there now. So both teams going to their pin early. Maple came in after an inning's work from the starter Lettington. Rowe comes in after 2 innings of work from the starter Glover. Pitch out of the strike zone. Trent Coleman on deck. Yanni Mercado awaits. High fly ball left field. Blaine Whittington got a beat on it, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Wilson, and he will score. So San Antonio's got that lead back to 4 on a couple of sac flies, one from Lettington, another from Yanni Mercado. And there's 2 away for Trent Coleman. Rose pitch, Coleman swing, fouled away. Top of the third in a 6-2 contest, San Antonio to decide who goes to the World Series in North Carolina. Coleman pops it up near the plate. And the basket catch made by Mason Hill. Five go to the plate, 2 come in and score, 3 go down. San Antonio by 4 as we go to the home half of the third.
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Be a player in the game.
The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
Sending somebody to Guatemala.
Detract on all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
We need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
You just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
Your stay in Moorestown at the Best Western Plus Moorestown Conference Center Hotel. When checking in, be sure to show your Best Western Rewards card and earn points. And make yourself at home in their spacious lobby, plenty of seating room, and a large screen TV await. Enjoy complimentary hot breakfast served from 6 to 10 each day, where you can make your own waffle in the breakfast room. For your comfort, you'll find kitchenettes, suites, king and queen size beds, a dining table, a work desk, and a chair, and LCD televisions in their rooms. They also have accommodations for conferences, banquets, and meetings. The Oakwood Room can accommodate up to 160 guests. The Cherokee Room is perfect for a business retreat and can accommodate up to 80 guests. Audiovisual equipment and catering are available to make your event special. Just give them a call to check rates and book one of their meeting or banquet rooms today. The Best Western Plus Morristown Conference Center Hotel.
Bottom of the third, bottom of the order. It is Casey Hatcher who starts things off. Will O'Brien, Malachi Hathaway due up in the inning two. Hatcher, a couple of pitches, one tossed into the zone, the other swung on and missed. That one will miss, and the count is 1-2 on Hatcher. Bottom of the third after a couple of runs played in the top part of the inning. Both teams have been able to score runs each inning. Thus far, though, the most runs by the San Antonio squad. But Altha trying to change that here in the bottom of the third. Here's the 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss, and Hatcher out number one. So one away as we get back to the top of the order. Will O'Brien was walked back in the first by Ashton Lettington. Now facing Talon Maple. Malachi Hathaway to the on-deck circle. We are in the top of inning three. And make that bottom of inning three. Showing bunt, then backing off is O'Brien. Went after the bunt attempt, couldn't lay it down. And the count will even up at one. 1 ball, 1 strike. San Antonio in the top part of the inning got a leadoff single from Mercado, then a walk of Wilson, and a pair of sac flies, one from Lettington, the other from Mercado. Maple goes to his knees to field the O'Brien grounder and throws over to Coleman for the out. 2 up, 2 gone. Malachi Hathaway is next. Hathaway with a walk in the first. Riley Rowe to the on-deck circle. Here's the Maple pitch. It is outside for ball one. Lumberton, North Carolina, last year's World Series side, hosting the Division II World Series. One of these two teams headed there. As the strike is delivered to Hathaway. And apparently the batter's out. Did he make contact outside of the box? May have. And for stepping out of the box and making contact with the ball, he isn't out. So it turns into a 3-up, 3-down, bottom of the third. We are going to the fourth. Carrillo, Hernandez, and Renner all coming up for San Antonio.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for two on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
A player in the game.
The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
Sending somebody to Guatemala.
To track down all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
We need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
We just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
San Antonio has led off every inning with a base hit, and the fourth is no exception as Freddie Camillo gets on with a single to right field, took the first pitch from Riley Rowe and poked it over into right. He is on for Logan Fernandez. Luke Renner and Talon Maple will follow. Fernandez showing bunt. Can't lay down the bunt, but does commit, and it's a strike on Fernandez. Fernandez a strikeout victim to end the first. 1-2-3 went Altha in the bottom of the third. We head to the fourth. Swing and a miss by Fernandez, and he will strike out. So two gone here in the top of the fourth. Luke Renner steps in. Renner with a single and a run scored back in the second. Big cut, no contact. The Rowe toss. And now time called by our field up, Tim. And he is, from my vantage point, I really can't see the dugout, but I can see Tim indicating something to the dugout, giving instructions into the dugout, which might be an indication that maybe there was some talk, some chatter that he wanted to quieten. Popped up to center field. Catch made by Ben Glover. And Luke Renner out number two. Two gone as we're back to the top of the order. Talon Maple 1 for 2 in the game. He is singled and struck out. Lenny Mercado moves to the on-deck circle. Hey, want a copy of this game or any game in this state tournament? $5 per download. And if you want to know how to get the process started, it takes a simple email to info@jockjive.com. Now, I've gotten several emails that just give me a game name. And I'm assuming that's that they want to buy a game. Popped up to Glover in center field. And he'll make the catch for out number 3. So the leadoff single wasted. Carrillo stays on. Nobody scores in the top of the 4th. First scoreless top part of an inning in this one for San Antonio as we go to the bottom part. But you email us, info@jockjive.com. We'll get you the downloads, start the process, say, hey, I want this game or I want these games, and we'll take care of it for you. 5 each, info@jockjive.com.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
You heard of the Legend of the Dwarf King? We're making him into a movie.
I booked a job as a producer. I told them you would go too.
I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
Bottom of the 4th, Riley Rowe starting things off for Altha. Ben Glover, Luke Barton, 2 up in the inning 2. A scoreless top part of the inning. First time that's happened in the game as San Antonio got their leadoff guy on, but couldn't get him beyond first. Carrillo got on with a single. Fernandez, Renner, and Maple go down. A strikeout and a couple of flyouts. Riley Rowe starting things off for Altha. Couple of pitches from Maple, neither hitting. And it is 2-0. Rowe with a flyout to left field in the first. Glover's on deck. There you see your line scores on your scoreboard. The only thing you don't have info-wise is the number of runners stranded. 4 left on by San Antonio, and thus far Altha has left 3 on. Game slated for 6. To wrap it up before 6, somebody's got to have a big lead, and we don't have that. Rowe got a piece of it on the swing. And now a couple of strikes on Riley Rowe. There's a base hit towards the gap. It will hit and roll all the way to the fence. Riley Rowe is on his way to second, puts on the brakes there. And then the throw, missing cutoff. Rowe goes to third, and he will get their throw to third. Winds up at the fence, and Rowe comes home. So Rowe with a double and then a throw around. Couple of throwing mistakes. Turns it into an inside the Parker. And it goes to a 6-3 contest with Rowe scoring Ben Glover, who is the benefactor of an error in the first, coming to the plate here in the 4th. Got some defensive changes, by the way. The new catcher for San Antonio is Ashton Lettington. And the new second baseman, Owen Wilson. But it's beginning to look like Owen Wilson is going to be our new pitcher, and he is. So Maple will come out, go back to second. And stepping up onto the hill, becoming the third pitcher of the afternoon for San Antonio, is Owen Wilson.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
A player in the game.
The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
We're sending somebody to Guatemala.
To track down all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
We need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I don't want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
We just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
The new pitcher is Owen Wilson facing Ben Glover. Glover fouling one off, the other into the strike zone. That toss will miss low and inside. And it is 1-2 on Glover. Luke Barton moves to the on-deck circle. The Wilson pitch, again low, again inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Talon Maple worked a couple of innings, faced 10, struck out 2, walked 1, gave up 3 hits and a pair of runs before leaving. And giving it over to Owen Wilson, who will be out of the strike zone again, and walks Glover. That is the 4th walk issued by San Antonio pitching. And there is a base runner at first here in the 4th with nobody out. Well, now Glover is apparently coming back to the plate. And now they are going to question the pitch count. And we will see if Glover is at first or if he is going to step into the batter's box. And now he is going to indeed go down to first. So the runner on for Luke Barton. Barton with a strikeout looking in the first. Mason Hill moves to the on-deck circle. First pitch from Wilson, low and inside. An hour 15 into this one, into the bottom of the 4th. Altha getting a run off a double by Rowe and a couple of errors. That one will miss 2-0. Barton 0 for 1 in the game, and now going out to talk to his pitcher is Lettington. The rest of the infield in on the conversation as well as Maple from second, Coleman from first, and Mercado from third comes in. Of course, there's one Mercado that didn't join in. Lenny Mercado at short said, guys, you figure it out. I'm just here to stop balls when they get close to short. Too far inside with the pitch. Pops out of Lettington's mitt, and that's got Glover at second. So a runner in scoring position for Altha as Luke Barton awaits another Owen Wilson pitch. And that one will miss. Back-to-back walks, have a couple of base runners on. It brings the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the fourth in the form of Mason Hill. And now coach coming out to talk to Owen Wilson. So Wilson, after back-to-back walks, does he stay or does he go? We've seen Lettington. We've seen Maple. Now we've got Wilson on the hill. Wilson doing a little dirt work, prep work there on the mound. Getting the mound to his liking. And it looks like he is going to stay in the game, but obviously coach trying to motivate the troops. Couple of base runners on. Barton and Glover both walked by Wilson after Talon Maple came out. Maple had given up the double in a row to begin the inning. And then a couple of throwing mistakes. Wound up getting Rowe in. So staying on the mound is Wilson. And Mason Hill, who doubled his last plate appearance, has a couple of runners aboard. And will take a pitch too far inside. Now he got hit by the pitch and will go down to first. So the base is loaded. And nobody out. Cole Charles coming to the plate. Shout out says, good luck, San Ann Majors, from your Miners family. Come on, buddy, number 8, Owen. Grandma rooting for you. Inside with a pitch, ball one. Cole Charles with the bases full. Got a final in Ozone Division 2. Franklin County beating Liberty County by a 10-zip score. That was in 4 innings of play. So Division 2, I think, is officially... Nope, got one more D2 game in progress. Swing and a miss by Charles. One ball, couple of strikes on Charles, wrapped into the 5-6 his last plate appearance. That one will go to the screen, but runners are going to hold. Bases are full. Glover at third, Barton at second. Hill, the base runner, at first. Outside of the strike zone to Charles. 3 balls, couple of strikes. Bases loaded. Cole Charles, followed by Miles Barfield. Here's the pitch. It is swung on and missed by Charles. And there is one away. So one out and Miles Barfield coming to the plate. Off the end of the stick, up against the screen, foul by Barfield. Barfield wrapped into the 1-3 in the second. That was against Talon Maple. He is now facing Owen Wilson. Wilson, the third San Antonio pitcher of the game. Bases loaded. And the pitch outside of the strike zone to Barfield. Blaine Whittington to the on-deck circle. Three balls, one strike. Bases loaded. Hill at first. Barton at second. Glover at third. Here's the pitch. It is brought right down the middle. And again, Owen Wilson running the count full. Last time it was full, he got a strikeout of Charles. Count full again. It's outside. Barfield's walked and a run comes in. So a bases loaded walk credits Barfield with the RBI and makes it a 2-run game. Blaine Whittington, an RBI single in the second. Will O'Brien to the on-deck circle. First pitch, low and inside. Clouds building in Bristol as we try to get this one in the books and get somebody to North Carolina and the World Series on the outside part of the plate to Whittington. Count evens. That one will dink. Whittington tried to duck to get out of the way and got popped. Bases loaded, hit batsman, and the 5th Altha run is in. Hill to third, Barfield to second, and the top of the order coming to the plate. And now a 6-5 contest. And the tying run at third, go-ahead run in scoring position for Altha. They've never had the lead in the game, but threatening to take it here in the 4th. Will O'Brien stepping in. And that pitch is too far inside, goes to the screen, 1-0 on O'Brien. O'Brien awaits, trying to chop at it. It was an inside pitch. He had committed himself in the swing as the pitch was on its way. It cut back in towards O'Brien, which meant it was a little awkward trying to lay something down instead of striking O'Brien. Another one into the strike zone. O'Brien with a walk and a run scored in the first. He wrapped into the 1-3 in the third. Malachi Hathaway to the on-deck. Circle on the outside part of the plate. Will O'Brien strikes out looking. Out number 2 as Malachi Hathaway makes his way to the plate. Into the strike zone, got the inside part of the plate. Strike 1 to Malachi Hathaway. Well, it's been a roller coaster ride for Owen Wilson. Here in the bottom of the 4th, he got a bases loaded strikeout, gave up a bases loaded walk and a hit batsman, then a bases loaded strikeout. And now Hathaway's in an 0-2 hole. Swings and misses. 0-2 on Hathaway. Here's the 0-2 offering. Outside, ball 1. Altha has made it close to within 1 here in the bottom of the 4th and has the tying run at third with a 1-2 count on Hathaway. Close, but just a little bit low. 2-2 on Hathaway. He walked in the first, stepped out of the box in the third. 0 for 1 in the game. 2-2 offering. Too low. And we're back to a full count again. How many is this in a row on a full count? Payoff pitch. Game tied. Hathaway is walked. Hill will come in and score. Barfield to third. To second goes Whittington. Hathaway moves to the bag at first. And this game is tied at 6 with the go-ahead run now at third. Riley Rowe started it all off with a double. Fouls the pitch off. There has been one base hit in the inning, and it belongs to Riley Rowe, who did it to begin the fourth. And now it is Rowe who is back in with an opportunity to give Altha the lead. Popped up over towards third. Behind the bag, able to make the catch is Mercado. So the Rowe flyout is out number 3, but Altha with a big bottom of the fourth. They will plate 4 runs and tie it at 6 as we go to the 5th.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Be a player in the game.
The Dwarf King movie is officially going into pre-production.
We're sending somebody to Guatemala.
To track down all the things that'll make it authentic.
I told them you would go too.
No, I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
You need to know exactly what's happening before the freaking Wonder Twins unite.
I have a spy on the ground. He's giving me information. I want to be a player.
Charge between 3 and 5K. Shouldn't be a problem, should it?
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
We just have to make sure that first, they don't succeed.
You're not trying to Bill Cosby me.
Lenny Mercado leads off the top of the 5th, swing and a miss. Owen Wilson, Ashton Lettington due up in the inning 2. Altha right back into the ball game with a 4-run bottom of the 4th. Little floater towards short. Grab is made there by O'Brien, and there is one away. Owen Wilson next. Ashton Lettington to the on-deck circle. 10 went to the plate, 3 were stranded, 4 coming in score, 3 went down in the bottom of the 4th. Only 1 base hit. But whatever it takes to get runs, Altha did it and ties it up. Wilson with a swing and miss. And it is 0-1. Wilson has popped out to center field and walked. Fouls this one off 0-2. Scored a run after a stolen base following the walk in the 3rd and batting here in the 5th with 1 away. Foul out of play. Ashton Lettington to the on-deck circle. The 5th inning for Altha will start with Ben Glover. But San Antonio in no hurry to get to the bottom of the 5th. There's a rip towards center field, but it is right at Ben Glover. And there are 2 away. Shout out says, let's go San Ann. Y'all got this from Andrew Blommel. Thank you, Andrew. 2 gone, Ashton Lettington next. On the outside part of the plate, strike 1, Lettington. Reached on an error in the 1st, had a sac fly to center field in the 3rd that drove in a run. Foul tips that one, 0-2. Yanni Mercado moves to the on-deck circle. It is slapped foul over towards right field. Winds up on top of the batting cages where the youngsters are getting some playing time in. Rolls back onto the diamond and will be retrieved by Michael Leahy. 2 gone, nobody aboard. Top of the 5th, 6 apiece. Altha has never had the lead in this game, but knotted it up with 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th and looking to hold San Antonio in the top of the 5th with hopes of taking the advantage in the bottom part of the inning. San Antonio trying to get the lead back and hope to start it with Lettington, who drives it towards left field, but foul. So still a 2-strike count on Lettington. He steps back into the box after the ball is retrieved from the corner. Rowe with it on the mound. The right-hander deals and goes too high and outside. Back in goes Yeddington. Right-hander awaits. Drives it towards center field. Glover will get over and make the catch. That was darn near the wall, but able to reach up and pluck it was Glover. I don't know if it had the distance to go out or not. From this vantage point, looked like it did, and Glover just got it back onto the diamond. But it turns into a 3-up, 3-down. Top part of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the inning. Altha trying to take their first lead of this one.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Your stay in Moorestown at the Best Western Plus Moorestown Conference Center Hotel. When checking in, be sure to show your Best Western Rewards card and earn points. And make yourself at home in their spacious lobby. Plenty of seating room and a large screen TV await. Enjoy complimentary hot breakfast served from 6 to 10 each day, where you can make your own waffle in the breakfast room. For your comfort, you'll find kitchenettes, suites, king and queen size beds, a dining table, a work desk, and a chair and LCD televisions in their rooms. They also have accommodations for conferences, banquets, and meetings. The Oakwood Room can accommodate up to 160 guests. The Cherokee Room is perfect for a business retreat and can accommodate up to 80 guests. Audiovisual equipment and catering are available to make your event special. Just give them a call to check rates and book one of their meeting or banquet rooms today. The Best Western Plus Morristown Conference Center Hotel.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the 5th, couple of pitches to Glover, both swung on and missed, nothing in 2. Luke Barton, Mason Hill, 2 up in the inning 2. A 6-6 game in an outing that will decide who goes to North Carolina and represents Florida in the Division II Majors World Series. It's a new feature in Dixie Youth Baseball. First time that they have had a Division II World Series. Swing and a miss, and Glover goes down. And there is 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Luke Barton, who has struck out and walked, comes to the plate. He will take a pitch low and inside for ball 1. San Antonio, a 3-run first, 1 in the 2nd, couple of runs in the 3rd. Altha, 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 4 in the 4th. And the game now tied at 6. Here's the pitch from Wilson. Into the strike zone. Shoutout says, finish strong, San Ann. All hands on deck and stay the course. From Trent's mom. On the outside part of the plate, strike 2 to Barton. Another bring it home, San Antonio. So proud from Roxanne. Swing and a miss, and out goes Barton. 2 up, 2 down. Mason Hill to the plate. Cole Charles to the on deck circle, and Owen Wilson has found his groove. Into the strike zone on the outside part of the plate. Here's the 0-1 offering. Just a little bit low and inside. One offering, too far inside, ball 2. Mason Hill with a double and been hit by a pitch. He is 1 for 1 with a run scored. That went into the strike zone and the count evens. 2 each. Couple of balls, couple of strikes. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs and the count runs full. Knotted up at 6. In the bottom of the 5th. And you're getting what you expect from a game that decides who will go to the World Series low and away. And that's going to put Hill on with a walk. So Altha's got the go-ahead run aboard for Cole Charles with 2 gone. And after strikeouts of Glover and Barton, Wilson will walk Hill. First pitch out of the strike zone. On the corner for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-2 on Charles. Into the strike zone. Looking is Charles, leaving Hill on. 4 go up, 3 go down, 1 left on. Nobody scores in the bottom of the 5th. We are headed to the 6th with both teams tied at 6.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. There's that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State.
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
You heard of the legend of the Dwarf King? We're making it into a movie.
I booked a job as a producer. I told them you would go too.
I'm not getting in an airplane, and I'm not going to Guatemala.
They think that we're a part of this American drug cartel, La Rubia and El Bruto.
No one messes with LJ!
El Bruto? I kind of like that. That's got a ring to it.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Rain beginning to fall as we get into the top part of the sixth. Yanni Mercado, Trent Coleman, Freddie Carrillo due up in the inning two. Hopefully it will be light, not heavy, and play will continue as we are knotted up at 6 in the sixth. The game to decide who advances to the D2 World Series. And the row pitch outside of the strike zone to Mercado. Well, all other games have ended for the moment. Of course, there are more games planned, but as has been the case all tournament long, as that one is off the press box and back onto the ground beneath. Mother Nature has been dictating when we play baseball. And she may postpone the top part of the sixth in this one. That one caught the outside part of the plate. It is raining lightly currently. Of course, the other side of this is these fields can't stand a whole lot more. The ground's got to be saturated as much water as we have had over the course of the last 4 or 5 days, which means trying to soak in that water instead of it ponding is not as likely. Rain getting a little heavier as it's fouled away by Mercado. And the rain getting a little heavier. Now, Mariana has won the Majors World Series, make that state title, and advance to the World Series. And now it looks like they're going to take the gentleman off the diamond. So Yanni Mercado at the plate, row on the hill when the rains come and suspend play. For how long, we don't know. That's why you want to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We keep you posted with the information there. Very important game. It's a one-game playoff. One of these teams headed to the Division II Majors World Series in Lumberton, North Carolina, and the other stays home at the end of the month. And it's all knotted up at 6 as we have gotten into the 6th, but the rains are back. So a pause in the action. We'll put things on hold and notify you on Facebook when play resumes.